You're listening to Ignite Your Success, a podcast that inspires fitness professionals to build a strong business that enables them to serve more people and engineer the lifestyle they desire. It's Brad Shepherd here, and together with Jason Ubanowicz, we're best known for running Trainer HQ, a community of passionate and profit-hungry fitness business owners that make a massive difference in others' lives every day. Each episode will unpack for you exactly what's working and deliver best practice strategies so you can confidently grow your business and make a huge impact. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Trainer HQ podcast. And Big Jace, mate, we've got plenty to unpack today.
Are we?
Well, we've got a bit to unpack.
Yeah. Okay.
Specifically in the area of sales. Now, sales, it's a beast, right? There's a lot to sales. And, I mean, we could run a podcast that goes for days in sales, right? But really, we want to drill down one specific topic. So let the listeners know what today is all about, brother.
Well, today we are going to cover or uncover how to ask better questions of your prospects so they can then start to overcome their own concerns. So that'll then eliminate anywhere from 80 to 90% of objections that people get hit with at the end. So knowing what questions to ask at the right time in the right particular way will then help the prospect to solve their own concerns and issues, and at least bring them to the surface.
Yep.
And what you'll find, if you get good at this approach, then the objections get less, and the ability for you to sign up more clients increases, obviously. So very important skill set, one that I don't see done really well. People don't spend the time to learn this craft, and it is a skill. So that's what we're going to unpack. Yeah, I love it. There's so many parts of it. What we'll do is we'll go through the framework shortly so people are clear on the steps in the sales process. But you mentioned objections, and you know the thing about objections is they really do need to be overcome up front, right? So if you get into the end of it, the whole process, you're asking for the sale, you're talking money, all that sort of stuff, and you're getting hit with objections at that point in time, the short story is you just haven't done a good enough job to explore, ask the right questions, and unpack those objections beforehand. Correct. Yeah, absolutely. And then it's everything in between, you know, from the way you answer when someone says how much do you charge up front. Again, it comes back to knowing how to handle that in a particular way. So you're guiding that person and you're leading the dance. Again, we could cover a whole topic on just, hey, when someone says how much do you charge, how do you actually handle that conversation?
What's your response to it?
Yeah. Hey, Brad, I've got X, Y, E issues. Can you help me? And you go, yeah. And that's not the right way to answer it. So there's all these things that you'll see very clear in this podcast.
Yeah.
How you answer it and how you communicate is the difference between being great and being very average.
Yeah. So in terms of framework, let's just unpack, I guess, the overarching part. So typically for most people, there's going to be some sort of communication start, a lead, an interaction of some description.
Yeah.
And then that's going to typically, the next step, and there could be some DM involved in this, there could be some SMS chat.
Is DM deep and meaningful?
It is, yeah. Okay. And that's exactly where you want to go with this.
Deep and meaningful.
Deep and meaningful.
I'd love to know the new lingo. Direct messaging.
If you've ever had someone sitting across you in tears, and that's a good thing, isn't it? DM. Because they're opening up emotionally, and that's your job, just to really just get that out of them. So deep and meaningful, DM, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And then that would typically lead to some sort of introductory chat, right? So first of all, the introductory chat, there's a couple of real strong purposes behind it. And number one, you were alluding to this just before. Number one, you got to figure out, can I actually help this person ethically? Yeah. Are we the right fit? What does this person want? All the rest of it. So you just said it before. Someone says, "Oh, can you help me do X, Y, Z?" Yeah, sure, I can. Before you jump the gun on that, to go, all right, well, before you say yes, you need to drill down and ask some questions, right?
Correct. Yeah, that's exactly it. So, meaning, like as an example.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as an example is going, well, Brad, what I'd like to do is find out a little bit more about the current situation before I give you a response to if I can or not.
Yeah.
When someone hears that, and there's many ways you can respond to that question. But when someone hears that, what it does, it actually will lower their defenses because they go, okay, this person's thinking, okay, they actually want to take the time. They haven't just said, yes, I can help you.
Yeah.
They actually what they'll feel is that, okay, you actually want to truly understand what their current situation is before telling you, yes, I can help you with that. Even if you're looking at them, you're thinking, I can. You do not want to say, yeah, man, yeah, because you come across desperate.
Yep.
Needy. It's like you'll say yes to anything. So
yeah.
we don't want that.
And what we're referring here to also is a level of status, right? So right now,
Authority,
you don't want to be seen as that person who's desperate, who's looking for the sale, all the rest of it. You want to come across, and it's this analogy of going, you're outside a nightclub, there's a velvet rope around the outside of the nightclub, there's someone there with a clipboard and a bunch of names, and it's almost like you want to be that person to go, hey, look, not everyone can come into this place, right?
Yeah.
You've got to first of all pre-qualify, you've got to be at a certain level before we're going to let you go to the next stage.
And that's a great example there. And again, another way you could frame it is saying, like, potentially I could help you. I'm going to need to find out more, because, look, the reality is, there's only a certain type of client we work with. There's a certain level of requirements that we look for. So until I find out all that information, I have no idea really at this stage. But hey, let's explore it together.
Yep, love it.
So
good. And then the second part, of course, of the introductory chat is to then decide, okay, is it actually worth pursuing this conversation a bit further and drilling down a bit deeper? And there's a number of questions you can ask at that point in time to really ascertain, to go, okay, is this person serious? Are they just looking for information?
Yep.
Do they have a budget? There's all that part which needs to be uncovered, because then you can decide, okay, is it worthwhile pursuing this a little bit further?
It's an important, important stage of it, because I think when you get into doing sailing or sales earlier on the piece, you'll just sit down and talk to anybody, and again, that pre-qualifying is what you're talking about. I'm trying to assess, is this person, is it a now thing? Are they actually motivated to do this? Is it just something they think would be good to do? Because you don't want to then go and spend an hour, 40 minutes, whatever it is, with this person to find at the end that they were never really going to do business anyway. You're better off finding that part up front.
That's right. Yeah, and the beauty of that is in this introductory chat, you can actually ask some of these questions as well. So those of you who are tuning into this, online coaches, trainers, all the rest of it, you can have this in your script, in your dialogue, to actually say to somebody, is this something you're looking for now? Is this a future thing? Are you actually looking for help? Are you looking for coaching specifically?
Yeah, agree.
And I'm on with somebody today who has been booked in with me. He started with a discovery call. He's looking to get some help from us. And because he's brand new to us, and we've had a number of dialogue over Messenger and so forth. And I was unsure about where this guy was sitting in terms of, okay, is this guy was he just looking for content, etc.? And I just asked him straight out. Right. I said, well, the purpose of us having this meeting and chatting further is to ascertain, okay, you're looking for help in terms of business coaching. Right now, you don't know exactly what we do, but is that something you're looking for? And he said, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I said, okay, sweet. Well, it's definitely worth us continuing the chat, right? So, and if you said, nah, man, look, I'm honestly not. I'm just looking to, get some more resources and so forth, I could have pointed him in that direction.
Yeah. And what we're going through here is a mental checklist. So for you, then you're going, okay, tick, yep. So that's one of the pre-qualifying questions, that he is ready now. He's been looking for help because you've asked the question. All too often, I think it comes back down to not knowing and having the skill set, but also not being confident enough to just ask this question, up early, because people might just go, oh, let's just sit down and let's talk about your goals. And what does that communicate to the person? Well, it's unclear. And it's like, oh, okay, I'm just happy to give you my time to sit down and talk about your goals. Well, that's not the purpose of the meeting. So, and you're only making it harder for yourself to do it that way. Yeah,
that's right. And I'm sure those fitness professionals who are tuning into this, if you've ever had that scenario of where you brought somebody in and that person was just thought they were coming in for a complimentary session or an introductory chat or whatever. Yeah. They were clueless to the fact that they were going to be sold. They were clueless to the fact that you were a PT in the gym and that you were going to charge for your service. Yeah. You get to the end of it and you mention the price and they freak out. You go, well, let's avoid any of those situations where we bring it right back to the start and let people make people clear and aware of what's going on here.
Correct. And I don't know, I mean, I think it's human nature to appreciate the fact that someone's being transparent with you and they've laid out the expectations. So here's what we need to do first. We need to just uncover, hey, is what you're currently dealing with, is that something that we feel that we could help you with? Firstly, do you agree that we could help you with it? Are you wanting to get that help now? All that stuff needs to be laid out. So then you can say to them, look, okay, based on the qualifying part that you were speaking about, it makes sense that we now dive deeper into it and have a more formal sit down, whatever you want to call that session. And the purpose of that is, and then you'd explain that bit, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go through and unpack all your current frustrations, challenges, see how that impacting you, see how long that's been an issue, look at the possible solutions for you. And then at the end, I'll have all the information I require to go, yeah, that's why people come to us, to get a solution that you're experiencing right now. You'll also have enough from me in terms of that meeting to go, yeah, I feel these guys have what I'm looking for to get the solution. And then at the end, what we'll do then is, then and only then will we go through the options that are available for us to work with you as a client, investment options, commitment options, what we expect from you as a client. So if you're sitting there, you go, I'm very clear on the journey and the process. Also, what it stops is someone going, well, how much is it? Because you've explained you're going to get to that, but only here.
Yeah.
Now it's not the right time to be talking about price because there's no value that's attached to it.
Yep. Agree.
Yeah.
Love it. Those people who are listening to this, and if you're sitting there and you've pressed the pause button on the YouTube or the podcast, the Spotify, or whatever, and you're taking notes, what you just heard then was like 30 years in the game of doing this. And so if you're sitting there going, how does it roll off his tongue so easily? How many times do you think you've had a conversation like that in your 30-year career?
It's that concept of the 10,000 plus hours of training and doing it to have that. Because that's the thing, right? Stuff that you learn over a period of time, when you talk about it, sounds easy, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't always that way at the start. So yeah, there's a bit to it. But hopefully you listen to this going, I get the psychology of it. That's what we're trying to get across. Yep. Not just the wording or the scripting. Yeah. But you get the concept of the psychology of it. Because if you understand that, then if it's exactly that way I said it, or it's slightly different based on the person I'm talking to, you still know the purpose of what I'm saying is to about that clear
map agenda. It out, be very clear, and that's right. Again, if you listen to this and you're still new to this, and it's all, it will feel a bit clunky at the start, and a couple of times you'll probably fuck it up, and you'll go, well, I'm sure there's a better one in me next time, so and
you're the only one who'll probably think you fucked it up.
That's right.
They won't know, but you go, oh, that's not how I was supposed to say it. Doesn't matter.
So we're still pretty much on the intro chat. Main parts, first of all, we want to figure out ethically, can I help this person? Are they a fit? Are they an ideal client? Number two, is it worthwhile taking it through to the next stage? And I guess the last part really is, as already we've suggested, you're starting the pre-qualification process, right? You're starting to get the job done, right? So let's say that intro chat's gone really well and we're going to take them through to the next stage. Now, there are so many ways to run the next stage. So for anyone who's tuning into this, you're a face-to-face trainer, you're an online coach, whatever that might be, you'll have your own method. But across the board, the most common ones that we see our clients at Trainer HQ do is they either do an in-person face-to-face consult, typically sit down, that may or may not involve some type of session, some type of training session. But for most people, most of our clients, they probably don't even need to run an actual physical training session. So that's the one part, and that would typically go for around about half an hour. On the flip side, if you're an online coach, then you do the consult, typically over a video call, and that might run for half an hour as well. And again, it doesn't have to be half an hour. We've got clients who do it for an hour because they prefer to spend more time, right? So we're in the consult, and this is really what the nuts and bolts of what we're getting to today. So it's about going, all right, how do you set this consult up in such a way by asking the right questions and being present that we can extract the most amount of information from somebody to take this conversation in the right way.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah, so how do we, in terms of like when we're in that combo, explain to me a couple of important things that have got to happen if you're the person who's doing the consult and you're asking the questions.
You want to start with clarifying questions, so clarifying their current reality. So, I mean, if we're talking about I'm coming to you because I want to lose weight or whatever. I always sit there and think, okay, well, what information do I need to know that's going to be helpful? So things like, what have you tried in the past? So how long have you wanted to achieve this goal? What is the main objective for you over the next, say, 30 to 90 days? So you wave the magic wand. You've started some program, be it with us or somebody else. And so the next 3 months, where would you like to be?
Yeah.
So I'm getting a base idea. If you go, well, I'd like to lose 10 kilos. I'd like to feel fitter, have more energy, all that kind of stuff. Now the question for you is do you just go, oh, okay, cool, or do you ask something beyond that?
That's right. So the to answer that question, the answer to the question is always going to reveal the next question.
Yeah.
And so that's what you're referring to, is actually you being, those of you who are conducting this type of session, being present and in the moment. So you can hear a response and it can enable you to decide, okay, maybe I need to drill down a little bit deeper with that particular response and
That's
that particular.
Right. Because I've told you, like, a surface level thing, right? 10 kilos.
Yeah.
Probably hear it all the time. I want to lose 10 kilos, have more energy, feel better.
Yeah.
And if you just go, okay, well, they're probably so used to saying it, and because there's no emotion connected to that.
Yeah.
So there's no emotion connected to that goal or outcome. So if you just move on, they haven't had a chance to process really why is that important. So what's the driving force behind losing that 10 kilos?
Yeah, yeah. So good. So let's give everyone tuning into this bit of an example. So say I'm the trainer, you're the prospective client.
Yep.
This is one of the key questions we used to ask at Peak Physique, and for me, that this particular question would open up a whole series of other questions. So let's say the question's going to be, have you worked out with a personal trainer before? Now, for everyone tuning into this, and like a script is really important to have a framework is important.
Yep.
To have a series of questions. Now, a script needs to be personalized and you need to be able to own it. But the other part to it is you need to be flexible with it, because you need to be able to take the conversation where you want it. So you're the client, Jace, and we're in it. I've asked to, if you figured out you want to lose your 10 kilos, all that sort of stuff. And I go, so mate, have you ever worked out with a trainer before?
Yeah, I have actually. Yeah.
You have? Okay, cool. Is that something you're doing now?
No. It's probably been good 3 months since I've...
3 months since you've had a trainer? Yeah, and with that trainer, was that in a gym or outdoors, or how were you doing it?
Yeah, it was in a commercial gym.
In a gym?
Yep.
Oh, which gym was that?
It was a Good Life.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good Life.
Chermside.
Yep. Yeah, good spot there. I've been down there. And so when you were doing it with the trainer, how long were you with the trainer for?
Look, I lose track of time, but I'd say it was a bit close to maybe 9 months.
9 months. Okay. Yeah, cool. Yep. And when you were working out with the trainer, what was the goal or purpose that you were working on then?
Initially, it was I wanted to lose 10 kilos at that stage.
Yep.
And really it was 10 kilos, but my knees, because of the weight, my knees started playing up as well. So lose the weight, and I thought it'll help the doctor said, it's affected my knees. If I lost some weight, it would help my knee pain.
Sure.
So that was probably the first priority that I went in there with.
Yeah.
And then just to feel better and fitter.
Yeah. And did you achieve some of that weight loss goal?
I did. I'm not sure if I lost a 10, but I think I lost about 6 or 7.
Awesome. Great job. And back then with the trainer, like how many times a week were you seeing the trainer?
I was seeing the trainer twice a week.
Twice a week. Yeah, they were 45-minute sessions, were they?
45.
45s, yeah. And just curious, why'd you stop?
Look, felt like towards the end, I just felt like when I turned up, it was like the trainer was, I guess the best way to say, was winging it. So kind of felt like I went, and look, I'd see him training the client before me. I'd get in there, do a warm up, and then I felt like I was actually just doing the same routine that the previous trainer was doing, and I don't know, I just had that feeling like at the start it was good, and I felt like he had a more personalised program, and then in the end I just felt like, right,
just another number.
What are we doing today? What are we going to train today? So I felt like he just wasn't prepared, and that probably left me feeling like, okay, I think I'm just rocking up and he's just running me through whatever. Especially when he would say things like, all right, what do we want to do today? I'm thinking, well, fuck, I'm paying you, should have that shit organised.
Yeah, 100%. So this time around, it sounds like you're probably looking for that more personalised approach, but someone who's really in tune with what you need.
Yeah, look, that would be important. I feel like I've got someone who specifically, understanding my goals each step of the way, so.
And I guess I'm also hearing someone who can actually take control to tell you, okay, this is what you need to get the results that you're after.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah,
sweet. I mean, sorry.
I was just saying also, like, outside of me training with you twice a week, I didn't really have a program, or didn't really know else what to be doing. So
gotcha.
I was just on my own thing.
Yeah, sweet. I mean, you've spent 9 months together, so surely there were a couple of good things you did enjoy.
Yeah, look, I said, like, at the start, it was good. I'd say for the first, I reckon for the first, say, like 3 to 4 months, it was like, I'm not sure if he just got really busy or whatever, but I felt like after that, maybe he just got busy and the quality slipped. But
sure,
no, it was. I mean, at the start, it was great. That's where it got the results.
Yep.
So I think it was just after that point.
I
actually did enjoy it at the start. Just like I said at the end, I think that affected the relationship because I was starting to get the shits. Going, I don't feel like this guy's really putting the energy and effort into it and paying the good money.
Yeah. And if you don't mind me asking, what were you investing per week?
Per week, it would have been. I think it was paying like 190 there. Yeah,
190. Yeah. So $95 a session, thereabouts.
Yeah, that'd be right. Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. Cool, excellent. Well, I guess just a recap on that. I mean, for us getting started together, if anything ever arises, you feel like you're not getting what you need, I want to be the first person to hear about it. So,
right, cool.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So if we hit the pause button there, one question we had, so back to everyone tuning into this. One question: have you had a personal trainer before? And it led into 10 or so questions.
Yeah.
So I guess you're in it, so we're role playing it, but you hear me ask the questions, and you got to express what were you feeling if you're in the seat of the prospective client.
Yeah, well, I mean, the main thing is being heard and understood. So that I had a chance to talk about my previous experience, and I guess as a result of that, I was sharing more information about what I'm truly looking for and what's important to me.
Yeah.
So I felt like, okay, look, not sold, but at that stage going, I feel really heard and understood at that stage. So what I find is you open up more and share more.
Yeah.
Because I was then throwing in things that you didn't ask, but I started to share it.
Yeah, that's right. And that's exactly what happens, So for anyone tuning into this, somebody taught me many years ago, they said, mate, you got 2 ears and 1 mouth. They said, listen twice as much as you speak, ask questions. And if we say, what's people's most favourite thing to talk about? It's themselves. Give them a chance and will they go for it? And so while you're asking this good series of, open-ended and closed questions, they're the ones that are opening up and back to the sales process. They're the one that's doing the selling, right? So you were selling yourself into the reasons why you need a change and you need something different this time around.
And there's a simple way that I remember it, and it's TMM, tell me more. So tell me more about that. So if you have a start and you're wondering, you can just say, tell me more about that. So I had this trainer and it went well at the start, but then tell me more about that. What else did you experience? And they're just going to open up and they're going to drop their guard and they're going to tell you more. So if you ever want to go, tell me more about that.
Yeah.
Because if you hear the surface level and you go, probably more to it. Because that's what happened, right? I started to share more and more. I could see the trainer, the person before me, and I felt like I was just doing the same routine. They had me on the same machine. I was watching. I could see him. Yeah, you're getting all that information, right?
That's right.
To go, well, I know what this person really values.
Yep.
And what they're looking for.
Yeah.
I got the weight off, but what really was important to me was feeling valued and looked after. I was having a personalised program.
Yep. Have the follow up. Have
all
the
this
support.
Information you got to pay attention to, and you could, and you did a really good job in the end of going. So that's what you'd be looking for, clarifying that's what I want.
Yeah.
Yes. And then you also the part I liked is when you go, I want to be the first to hear about it. If for any reason you're feeling like that's not the case. So you're already making the suggestion that we're going to be working together.
Correct, yeah.
But without saying that, you just go, well, I want to be the first to hear about it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I hope people get onto those little details because they can be missed.
Yeah, and that's just one question again. So if we rewind the clock and let's say, have you had a personal trainer before? And you say yes, and I say, okay, cool. All right. So you're looking to lose 10 kilo. I'm on to the next question, right?
Yeah.
And I could have missed all that great stuff.
Yeah.
And this is back to educating everybody here who's tuning into it to go, you might have like 10 really great questions, but in a consult, you might only ask 2 or 3 of them because the 2 or 3 are going to unpack all the information you need. So there's a risk to being so efficient with your questioning that it becomes like a detective who's just got you under the spotlight and you're getting one-word answers out of the person, you know?
Correct, yeah. It's there's an example comes to mind, some sales training I was doing with one of our clients, and she used to record them, and so I could listen to them and give her feedback. And when she was doing the exploring part about, so why get help, why contact us, and start to look for a solution to this. And the lady said, well, I mean, she's like, need to lose about 30 odd kilos, And the lady said, oh, well, the doctor told me that if I don't do something, I'm well and truly on my way to getting diabetes. And this particular client fell in the trap of just moving on to the next question. Oh, okay, diabetes, right, okay. Doesn't sound good. But then when we workshopped it, it was like, so I said, when did the doctor say that? So like, oh, a year ago. So hang on. Just so I'm clear, Brad, a year ago you were in the doctors and they said if you don't do something about your weight, that you're well and truly on your way to get diabetes and all the complications come along with that. So we just went down that path, right? Rather than just going, oh, okay, so that's not good, so you want to do something about that, yeah. So where I would have gone, so how did that leave you feeling when the doctor said that? The doctor said if you don't do something, you'll get diabetes. And as we went through the role play, we just got deeper and deeper with it to make that person realise that it's a lot worse than what they imagine. Because you could tell this lady, when I listened to it, she just laughed it off a bit. But I said what you needed to do at that stage was dig down deeper. So what's that going to result for you? Say you get diabetes, what's life look like for you then? What the doctor say that's going to happen as a complications of getting diabetes? There's so many questions she could have gone down for this person to go, holy shit, I better do something about this, and I better do something about it now. So back to your point, if you just glaze over it, well, you haven't given me a chance to internalise it. And go, as soon as someone says something out loud, I go, shit, it's not good, eh?
Yeah, that's right. And then back to it, the doctor said that 12 months ago.
Correct.
Okay, cool. So in the last 12 months, what have you done about that?
Yeah, she had done nothing.
Yeah.
She had done absolutely nothing about it.
Yeah.
So you go, well, why now though? Well, because I'm scared if I don't. Oh, okay, you're scared.
Yeah.
So then away we go, right?
Yep.
And that, I said to her, that one question, that digging down on that, because that person, this we call gold, right, gave her
gold nugget.
There was nothing else that you really needed to address other than that, because that's as serious as it gets, right? So I said that would have done it, and then she didn't end up closing that sale because she didn't get down deep enough with some of those things at the end. You just I was thinking about spending just $15 a week, back to that pre-qualification and all the rest of it. So she could have found that stuff out really quick. But then if she would have built the gap and enough of that pain and desire and, to change, then I guarantee the money wouldn't have been an issue.
Yeah. Yeah. So good. So much gold to unpack here. And so once again, anyone tuning into this, I mean, we've got the frameworks, the script and so forth, but it's your ability to be present. And
That's
we
what you
keep
were saying
saying
before.
it. Be present, be in the moment. And the more you can do of this, the better.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was doing role play with my partner, she started her business, and, again, sales is just where it's at no matter what you're selling or what your product or service is. And she wanted my help with something with sales where she goes, I get hit with this objection. How should I handle it? And again, it comes back to, well, it's what you say prior to getting the objection that matters. But I had her in role play about her business because they're running webinars. And they were getting large numbers saying, yep, I'm going to get 3 people to turn up. So 50 people were. She goes, 50 people, 3 turned up. And I go, yep, that is another whole conversation about how you get more people to turn up. But I started just role-playing with her about it. And at the end, I had her in tears, not meaning to, but she was actually in tears because what started with, how do I get more people to turn up to this webinar so I have an opportunity to actually help them and provide this service, and then obviously as a business sign up, get more clients, went to the bottom line was the fear was like, I don't want to get to the end of my life and not have enough super and money, and which is important for her, right? She's an independent woman. She wants to do it regardless of our financial situation. But when I said, well, why is this important to get more leads and more people turning up to the webinar? And, what happens if it doesn't change? So what happens if it doesn't change? So again, I'm just asking the questions all based on that. So it had nothing to do with the webinar. In the end, she goes, because the whole thing was, so then I tied it back into the solution going, okay, so the reality is if you can get more people turning up to this webinar, you have a chance you convert more into sales. How much is a sale? $1,000 each one. Okay. How many do you want to sign up each month? Or each week? 10. Okay, so that's $10,000. What would that mean for your future if that was to happen? And then just keep drilling down. Well, I have more money in super. I have more financial freedom. I can help my family back home. There's all these things attached to it.
Yep.
And I go, cool. So that's what life would be like if there was a solution for that. So then I go, yeah, well, that's why people come to us, because they want to learn how to not only attract more people to webinar, but have such a profound offer that people think it's crazy not to turn up. So then you can sell more people, convert more clients. And she's going, can you help me with that? And I go, well, we don't actually do that, but but there was an emotional response and tears to the go, and like what started as that went to the real reason that she wanted to be successful in that area.
Yeah, so powerful, so profound, and
we were role playing, but she was so in it.
But anyway, anyone tuning into this, that's what you got to figure out is what's your why, what's your deeper purpose behind doing this and having these conversations, actually investing the time. Number one, those of you who are tuning into this and listening to this, you've already put yourself at the upper echelon of other fitness professionals, right? Because you've taken the time to invest time to learn, to listen, to grow. Yeah. And then the next part is the implementation part, of course, and then the practice and so forth.
Yeah. It's again, after 30 years of being in business, whatever, like I go, there's so many parts of business that's important, but if you can't sell at the highest level, if you don't understand this, you're missing out.
Yep.
On a lot of opportunities to help a lot of people, a lot of freedom that comes with it. It's our thing that we're always trying to get across. It's not just about sales and being good at selling. It's what does it actually do for your life? What does it actually open up for you? So I don't think about sales. Think about, well, what does it deliver for you when you get really good at it?
Yeah, that's right. We speak about it all the time as all of our high performers here at Trainer HQ. The thing we see unanimously across this group of people is they're driven by that desire to want to help, want to serve, want to impact more people's lives in that positive way. And when you got that as one of your high values, it's just going to make the job a hell of a lot more rewarding, a lot easier, and help most people fulfill their mission. Right? When I say most, sure, there's some people out there who just go, I just want this business to go off, right? But I'd say for a very large portion of our clientele, it's all about that.
To go from hoping that someone signs up to knowing that you're in the driver's seat and you can actually help guide them to make their own best decision to sign up is you'll experience nothing like it.
Yeah, so powerful.
And we see it all the time with our clients going, man, I didn't feel natural, but I used the approach that you guys taught, got better at asking the questions, and it was easy.
Yeah,
I felt more comfortable, and they signed up.
Yeah,
people are like shocked; they're amazed.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, it works.
Now, another level of this, and there's so many layers and levels to this, but one of them that came to mind for me is I guess moving into the unconscious competence. So when you've learned this stuff and it is becoming second nature to you, you're feeling comfortable, you're in the moment, you're asking the right questions. It's getting to the point where you can start to determine and I guess figure out who is going to be a really good client of yours. So I can think of one particular scenario back in the day, peak physique days, similar situation. Have you had a personal trainer before? This particular lady had been, I was probably about the 10th personal trainer or personal training business she was coming to. Being with this person didn't work out there, being with this person didn't work out there. and there was a few stories along the way, this person didn't do this and all the rest of it, and so in my head, I'm starting to build a case, instead of going, oh, we're going to be the savior. I was going the opposite way. I go, this person sounds like she's going to be hard work.
Yeah.
And at the time, I had a team of personal trainers. So once again, part of my job was to screen people and to go, okay, who's going to be a good fit for us? I don't want to put some shit client with one of my trainers. It's just going to be a nightmare. So my question to her, instead of just going, oh, yeah, they didn't do that, they didn't do that, all the rest of it. Yeah, we can do all the above. I said, well, I'm hearing a big list of people here. And I'm hearing one common denominator. And what is that? She said, it's me. I said, yeah. So explain to me why, if we take you on, this time's going to be different.
Yeah, I love it.
And it was like, because I'm now going, I'm not sure if this person's going to be the right fit. She was speaking all the right language and so forth. And so that's for anyone tuning into this, is to get to the point of going, you want to be there going and assessing this on the spot and in the situation, And she, to her credit, she assumed responsibility and so forth, and she eventually did become a client of ours. She did a great job, all the rest of it. But yeah, it was a great situation to be in, to go comfortable enough when you're in the moment to be able to ask those questions.
Well, and again, if we break that down from a psychological point of view, you go, no, I guarantee you, none of those previous trainers that she spoke to or businesses did that. They would have just gone, yeah, we can help you. And that's back to my point, going, oh yeah, we won't do that. We'll definitely help you. Instead of flipping it, because that's again going for her to have to answer that question you asked. Go, hang on, I'm the common denominator, where what she was doing was pointing fingers in the other direction. That in itself is game changing, because regardless if she signed up with you or not, she's just accepted personal responsibility. So now she is the one responsible for her change, not you. You're providing the expertise, the support, everything that she needs to get there. But unless she actually acknowledged that she had been the issue because of the question you asked, one simple question, now she has to internalize that to go, right, well, yeah, actually, it was me. So you're then going, well, why is it going to be different? She has to now verbalize to you that she is going to be different. That's the power of this stuff, which I hope people get, because that's what happened there.
Yeah.
Rather than you going, yeah, we can help you. Yeah, because you're just thinking about the sale. Yeah. And then she just repeats the same old pattern.
Same old pattern, that's right. And then the next question to ask in that situation is, okay, so were there other people with that other trainer on that program that actually got results?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we've heard it here at Trainer HQ, haven't we? We've heard people come through and go, I did X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
It was shit, all the rest of it. And simple question, all right, instead of us just sidelining with them, yeah, they're shit, we go, okay, cool, you did that. How long did you do it for? Yep.
Yeah.
And were there other people on there that got results?
It throws people because has to be really. Has to be somebody getting results.
That's right.
On that program, regardless of their personal experience. So that when they go, yeah, I did see other people get results. Okay, so why didn't it work for you then? Again, they're having to answer the questions. Yeah. And I've heard people go, oh, look, to be honest, we had a newborn, changing house. I probably just didn't put the amount of effort, if they're honest.
That's right.
So then we're back to the same thing like the lady going, okay, so do you think that played a bigger portion in your experience with them?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Like, okay. So now why is it different? So why would it be different with us? So I want to hear them go, because look, well, that's all done. I'm committed now. Probably just didn't put the effort in really. So I want to hear that.
Yep.
Because we've heard it too, not just one. I've tried several. Go, hang on, you've been with 2 or 3 other business coaches.
Yeah.
There's a common denominator going on here. They couldn't all been shit. Surely, surely you could have got something out of them. I mean, we know there's
some shit ones out there.
We know there's some people who
we won't name names right now, but
we won't know. But if we hear a name, we go, oh, that's probably fair. But hey, we know even those people that we think shouldn't be coaching, they're still probably getting results for certain people. So why is it? And that's what's more important, right?
Yeah.
And then it can go into I have heard there's that part, but then there's also, look, then they might go into saying things like, well, it was group coaching versus I probably was hoping for more personal support. So again, there's the bit that they've acknowledged, and then they're also then back to telling you the part that they felt like they wanted from the program but didn't get. So a combination of both.
Yeah, and then talking about you doing your job as a coach, putting on the coach consultant's hat. That question can just snap them into the right mindset for them to maybe they're just being running through life with the blinkers on, not being really present and actually taking ownership and responsibility of it. Yeah, it could be the best fucking thing for them in terms of them achieving results, and that's where you play the role as coach and consultant and advisor and so forth.
And from a sales perspective, if you jump too quick, like we're saying back to that, you jump too quick, no, they're shit and we won't do that, we can help you. It's what every other salesperson says. Yeah. So even subconsciously, there could something happen there where they go, this person just wants to get my business. But when you ask a question like that, your status goes through the roof. You're going, hang on, I thought you were supposed to agree with me and say that was shit. We can help you. That's what normally happens here. Yeah. Because you're trying to sell me, but it's almost like you're now becoming a bit skeptical. Going, hang on, were other people getting results in that program, or was no one getting results? No, they were getting results. Yeah, that changes everything right there, and they'll open up way more because they're going, that's not normally how it goes. You're supposed to agree with me, man. And say they're shit. They're a terrible provider, and yet. That won't happen here. Yeah. That's not the way to approach it.
And once again, those of you tuning in, like this is it's repetition, right? You got to learn this stuff. You got to practice it. We've dissected such a small portion of the whole process, but just such a critical part. Like it's where it's at, Yeah,
because if you're going to do all this hard work, getting inquiries, getting leads, getting opportunities, and you're not up to where you need to be at a skill level in this part, you're just making business extremely challenging and stressful and hard. Because all you're going to do is you're only going to convert those who already made their mind up about you or about doing something. So it's never the yes or no's. There's going to be one or two. Hey, you're going to find it pretty quick. They were definitely a no. Yep. They weren't ever going to sign up, no matter how good you were at sales. Blah, blah. There's a yes. They've made the decision already. It's the ones that are in the middle, the maybes, and they've got some reservations, they're a bit skeptical. They're the ones that count the most. Can you get those people over the line? And that's only going to happen if you've got a high skill set. And when I say high skill set, just do the work and do the training. If you're just winging it, going off natural flow every time it's different, that's risky. That's the hope plan.
Yeah, the hope plan is not a good plan. Turning up, relying upon your natural charisma, and we've heard people say it. Yeah, I'm great. I got the gift of the gab. I can talk to anyone. We go, that's great. Socially, go out for a beer. I'm sure we'll have a ball together. Put you in a sales process, that thing could go anywhere.
Yeah. And it's fascinating because we do our business analysis right before we meet with somebody to see if we're going to work with them or not. And one of the things is giving yourself a score out of 10, right? For sales is 1 being terrible, 10 being you think you're exceptional at it. Typically, it falls somewhere between 4 to 6, I'd say on average.
That's pretty common. Yeah.
And we ask people what made you decide to choose that number. Typically it's back because, look, it's a couple of things. I just don't feel comfortable, confident with it. I just haven't got any training, haven't had any experience in it. So for us, then if you're talking back to how we do it, I look at that and go, well, that's an important question to ask, right? Not just, I see gave yourself an 8. You're pretty good at it, yeah? Yeah. All right, next. Or, 3 or 4. Oh, okay, we guess you're going to improve, eh? It's more than going, what do you think will happen? What will take place, or what we imagine life would be like if you could get that from a 3 to a 7 or 8? How will things change for you? I see, Brad, that you've had 15 sales appointments the last month and converted 2 of them. I mean, 2. What happened to the other 13? What didn't they convert? How much money? What do you charge per session? On average, how many sessions does someone do with you every week? So if I found out all that, what are they doing? Yep. They're saying out loud, it's like $80 a session, 2 sessions, 160. okay, I only converted 2 of them. What could you have earned if you actually were better at sales?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I go, if that person at that point decides that they're not going to do something with us,
Yeah.
and they're just going to continue on the same path, that's a hard thing to walk away with.
It's a hard slog.
I go, well, we've got a solution for that. We've seen all the proofs of social evidence, all the stuff done
Yeah.
for 20 years. It's really up to that person to go, well, on that one question alone,
Yeah.
that should be enough for someone. If it was me, I'd go, man, I need to change it. Hey,
Yeah.
well,
We took those 13 you missed out on, and if you just converted half of them, right? Super conservative. Six out of 13, right? At $80 a session. If those people did one session a week, 6, 8 to 48, that's $480 of additional revenue just by getting that part sorted, you know?
And I could go on and on. How's that impacting your private life? Stressed about bills, stressed about money,
Yeah.
not taking holidays. Do you want that? Do you want that to continue? No. Okay. You know what I mean? So we're transferring over to what we do with our clients. And if you're listening to this and you're in that position, you're probably having an emotional response now going, yeah, that's me. You know, it's hard. But what we see is then when people do our training and learn our methods straight away.
Yep.
I could rattle 1,000 of our clients that have implemented that. And within the first month, they're now increasing their revenue by $500 a week, $600 a week. The list goes on.
Yeah. It's what we call getting a return on your investment, right? So you invest time, energy, and money into getting help, and the end result of that is you get a growth in revenue because you see, number one, you see evidence that this thing's working.
Yeah.
You see new bumps on seats, new cash flow come into the business, and then what does that lead to? It leads to confidence, it leads to certainty, it leads to predictability. It's all the stuff that you want. What does that then lead to? Well, it leads to me being comfortable with my finances, being able to travel, take time off.
Start a family.
All that.
Well, we hear people, well, what are you doing? I want to start a family.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to do that now because we don't have the money. I'm not making the money. So why would I bring a kid in the world when we're flat out paying our own bills?
Yep.
So that's why you want to get better at sales. That's why you want to get better at building up and closing more people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, but if you go, oh, okay, cool, we'll help you with that. We'll help you get more sales, Brad.
Yeah.
Anyway, next question. Don't move on to the next question because you actually haven't figured out the real reason, the real issue that lack of result is causing that person. So don't move on until you figure out that bit first.
Yeah. Love it, man. Look, we could keep going for days, hours, days on this.
Okay, yeah. Guess we better wrap it up then.
So if you're tuning into this, well, first of all, whatever platform you're on, you know, YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Spotify, give us a like. If you're on Spotify, you've been tuning into this, jump up to the rating, give us a 5-star, assuming you think we've earned it, because that really assists us to get we release this content because we want to get it in the hands of more fitness professionals, more online coaches, and it's our mission to really share all these 30 years of knowledge and wisdom. And so the more you can do that, the more it helps us, and the more it helps us, more people be able to benefit from this.
And if you want to reach out to us, if you want to get more information about our sales process, sales framework, and I guess how we help trainers accelerate their results, just go to Instagram. It's probably the easiest, and then just DM us. And when I say DM us, just say, listen to the podcast, like more information about your sales process, your sales training, or how you guys can help me in some shape or form the business. So Trainer HQ, search us up on Instagram. It's easy to find us, and DM us. We'd love to hear from you. I'd love to start a convo. I'd love to see if there's a way that we could help you increase the success of your business as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is at Instagram. The handle is @trainer_HQ. Those of you tuning in.
That's where you'll find us.
Yeah.
All
right, gang. Thanks for tuning in. Another edition of the podcast.
Hey, mate, you're amazing on that podcast.
Thank you, sir. You didn't go too bad yourself, actually.
I'm going to give myself a 5-star.
Thanks again, gents. Right. I mean, gents, ladies, everyone.
Well, whatever. We don't want
people
to exclude it. Everyone. We'll just wrap that up with everyone. Thanks, everyone.
And that's a wrap.